Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blue Springs High School commencement exercise of 2020. Students, you may be seated. Audience members, let's give them one more big round of applause. This is a special day for our graduates, their families, and all of us here today to witness the confirmation of diplomas for this year's senior class. As we begin this ceremony, please pause with me for a moment of silence to remember those people important to us who have passed away and are not with us here today, including family members, loved ones, and those members of the class of 2020. Thank you. It is now my pleasure and privilege to introduce some of our special guests who are here to celebrate with us today, starting with our distinguished board members, President Rhonda Gilstrap, Vice President Kurt Swanson, and members Bobby Hawk and Jeff Seams. Central Office staff members, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Paul Kinder. Assistant Superintendents, Bob Jerome, Leslie Evans, and Jason Wolf. And members of the Blue Springs High School administrative team, Doug Matson, Wendell Fumano, Damon Weatherspoon, Heather Knutson, Dustin Spencer, Brooke Enright, and Stephanie Peterman. It is now my privilege to introduce our student speaker. Our first student speaker this afternoon has achieved a 4.352 grade point average during his high school career. He has been active in forensics, DECA, theater, National Honor Society, choir, and Scholar Bowl. His future plans are to attend the University of Missouri, Kansas City, to major in accounting. The son of Mavic and Ronaldo Gatdula, please welcome Francis Gatdula.
Well, this isn't exactly ideal. I'm sure it's safe to assume that this was not how we imagined we would end our 12-year careers in public education. Composer Hector Berlioz wrote that the luck of having talent is not enough. One must also have a talent for luck. By this measure, our class must be incredibly lucky and very talented. Many have already pointed out the parallels between our lives and world events. Personally speaking, I was due to be born on September 11, 2001. Luckily, I was born 10 days later. All of us began our educational journeys in August of 2007 when we entered kindergarten. Just over a year later, Time magazine published the issue with a cover titled "The New Hard Times," as the country was thrown headfirst into one of the worst economic disasters in the nation's history. And of course, right on the brink of graduation, the universe decided to throw us a curveball and gave us a global pandemic on a scale not seen in over a century. To be honest, I'm very worried about what college has in store for me. But during these extraordinarily abnormal times, we were all given a moment to ruminate both on our past and on our future. And this pandemic has taught us two incredibly valuable lessons that we should keep in our hearts as we head into the daunting world of adulthood. The first lesson was taught to us in a poignant, albeit painful, manner. The British author G.K. Chesterton once said that the way to love anything is to realize that it might be lost. He exemplifies the lesson of cherishing the moment. It's one that is always thrown around to the point of numbing those who hear it. But when our year was cruelly and abruptly cut short, we immediately began to think of all those opportunities that we had looked forward to for so long, yet were swiftly snatched away. a game, a competition, a performance, prom. But it also showed us how much we take things for granted. After last year, I was incredibly disappointed knowing that our class couldn't possibly have as many snow days as the class of 19, where every Wednesday was a day off. But of course, the world did one better and gave us 39 snow days, not including those we had before the debacle. But the spring break that ended up lasting the rest of the year also gave me the time to realize all the wonderful things that the high school has offered to me. The experiences and opportunities that it provided, the teachers that were always supportive and constructive, and the friends who I had been fortunate enough to get to know but would be unable to say proper goodbyes to. If one were to ask me how I would sum up my high school career, I would say that it was a 4-year fiasco of sleepless nights, anxiety-ridden classes, and stressful standardized tests. But my goodness, what I would do just to have those last few weeks back. The second lesson is perhaps even more important than the last. Not many people can say that they were born during a time of great terror and fear, grew up in an economic recession, and entered the adult world amidst a ravaging pandemic, all by the ripe old age of 18. However, this is all something the class of 2020 can write in their resumes, and a fact that we should keep in mind whenever doubt, anxiety, and hopelessness afflict us. The world is full of obstacles and hardship, and there will be moments in our futures where it seems that we can do nothing to move forward. And yet, even with these challenges looming large over us, we should take comfort in the fact that many of the worst events that the world has to offer has already been catapulted at us, and we've been able not only to overcome, but to improve and grow stronger than ever before. The amount of promise and potential in our class is overwhelming, and we shouldn't let a disappointing finale bog us down. A victory can only be made more glorious by an impossible struggle, and we have been given that opportunity to show what we can truly do no matter what luck or fortune can throw at us. So yeah, the class of 2020 was given the short end of the stick. So be it. Because in the end, it's what we do with it that counts. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Great job. Our next speaker this afternoon has achieved a 4.474 cumulative grade point average. She has been active in debate, Wind Symphony, National Honor Society, and the Golden Regiment. Her future plans are to attend Reed College in Portland, Oregon, to major in political science. The daughter of Leslie Evans, please welcome Quinn Evans.
If you asked me what I was going to be doing this July 6 months ago, I would have told you that I would be taking my sweet time enjoying my first summer in 4 years without band camp. However, here we are in the heat. That being said, nothing this year has really gone the way we thought it would. In that same respect, if I were to picture my senior year pre-global pandemic, it would be a year of extreme emotions. I'd be elated, nostalgic, happy, sad, all at the same time. Well, this year has also been a year of extreme emotions. However, these emotions are closer to things like existential dread, paranoia, extreme restlessness, and the unadulterated joy of being able to wear pajamas every day for 2 months straight. We missed a lot of things about senior year. We missed a lot of experiences, endings that we should have had. Right now, it seems like we are the most unlucky senior class in the history of senior classes. In a lot of ways we are. Our prom got canceled, graduation isn't quite what anyone expected, and we never got to say goodbye to our friends or teachers, some of which we will never see again. Despite these depressing facts, in other ways we have learned lessons and been given opportunities that no other senior class has gotten. We have learned to live with ourselves, value our time with others, and most importantly, be resilient. All of this has made us somewhat lucky in an extremely unexpected way. One of the most important things I learned this year was how to truly live with myself. If you know me, I'm quite an introvert. In fact, most of my friends make the joke that it takes me 3 to 5 business days to respond to all messages. Even though I should be the perfect person to survive quarantine, the extreme isolation still got to me. I remember days anxiously hoping people would respond to my texts and Snapchat. I even checked my email more times than I thought humanly possible, just hoping to have something happen. Quarantine made us all really alone for the very first time in our lives. While we could spend time with our family, sometimes a little too much time, the cast of characters that our lives usually revolved around were suddenly not available to us. This made for a hard couple of months, but it also taught us that we are independent beings that can live by ourselves and even learn to enjoy it. In other words, for a long time we really had no one but our own demons in our head, and we found out they're actually pretty good company. Another lovely lesson that the world's worst senior year has taught us is to value the people we have in our life. Walking down the halls of Blue Springs High School, I used to get annoyed every time at how crowded the hallways were. I wanted people to walk faster and just get out of my way. The post-COVID world will look much different than the world we left on March 13th, our last day of high school. Something as simple as walking down a crowded hallway is now a luxury that may never come again. We need to learn to value the time we have with people. We never know if we will not see them again. I wanted to say goodbye to the students I had gone to school with since kindergarten. There are teachers that I wanted to thank in person for not only teaching me the content, but making me a better student and human overall. However, these are opportunities we were robbed of. But the inability to be with the ones we care about has taught us to cherish what time we do actually get with them, like it might be the last. It has also taught us to appreciate all people, because as much as I am a curmudgeon who often walks through the world with a face that does not say, "Talk to me," and I have realized that people in general are actually pretty great, and getting to be with people is a privilege that I will never take for granted again. It is a truly wild world out there, even before a global crisis, the likes of which have not been seen in decades. The pandemic itself forced us all onto hard times. Many families were put on the front lines of the disease. However, it didn't affect us all people equally. There are many students here who were essential employees who risked their lives to keep our society afloat. Not only that, but we couldn't lean on the people we need the most during a disaster, our friends, because we couldn't even leave the house to see them. We grew up in the shadow of 9/11, the war on terror, and one of the largest recessions in modern history. Yet again, our future has become uncertain because of a catastrophe beyond our control. Still, the prospects of this generation are not all doom and gloom. All of this hardship, this strife, has taught us to be stronger. It has taught us to work together. It has taught us to be more resilient people. The world I see before me today has a lot of problems, and I mean a lot of problems. However, the people I see before me today, I know can fix them because of our upbringing. Through this roller coaster ride that has been 2020, I have realized that we must use our voice not only for ourselves, but for others, especially those that have been silenced or marginalized. We as a generation must create a better, more just world where everyone is valued and every voice is heard. And I know we can create that world because I know this is the generation of change. The people here before me today, forged by one of the most unstable upbringings in modern American history, are willing and able to make a better world for all. And I can't wait to live and create in this new, better world. In conclusion, the class of 2020 was supposed to turn out a lot differently. We were supposed to mark the dawn of a new era. Yet, this is a new era, and the lessons we have learned will guide us for the rest of our lives. We are a strong group. We can live with ourselves, value those around us, and be the voice for change. The messages we are left with are not the ones we wanted to get, but they are the ones that will make us better people and enable us to build a better society. Congratulations to the class of 2020, the unluckiest lucky senior class that has ever lived.
Thank you, Quinn. Great message. members of the Board of Education, Dr. Kinder, parents, faculty members, and friends. We have seated before you today a group of students who have established high standards of academic achievement and excellence. I'd like to take a moment to recognize a number of those students. Would all 89 students recognized as cum laude in the program with a 3.5 to a 3.79 cumulative grade point average please stand along with your parents and be recognized today? Thank you. Would all 76 students recognized as magna cum laude in the program with a 3.8 to a 3.99 cumulative grade point average please stand and be recognized along with your parents? Thank you. Would all 86 students recognized as summa cum laude in the program with a 4.0 and above cumulative grade point average please stand and be recognized along with your parents? Thank you. I'd like to make special mention of the students who comprise the top 1% of the class of 2020. Would the following students please stand to be recognized along with your parents? Audience members, please hold your applause until all names have been read. Matthew Eisenreich, Seth Guess, Ryan Chuligat, Matthew Digert, Quinn Evans, Alex Malawat. Please give these students and their parents a round of applause. Thank you. At this time, I'm proud to present the graduating class of 2020. As the principal of Blue Springs High School, I verify that the students seated before you today have completed all requirements necessary for graduation as specified by the state of Missouri, as well as the Blue Springs R4 Board of Education, so that they may receive their Blue Springs High School diploma today. Grand Marshals, please begin directing our graduates to the stage.
Colton Richard Stiles.
Hudson Walter.
Saria Taylor Anderson.
Michael McVeigh Eaton.
Francis Rinald Paranal Gadula.
Neha C. Patel.
Quinlan Kate Evans.
Jackson Ryan Stuckey.
Wilson Datweiler Miller.
Rashawn Emmanuel Tyvon Tillman.
Lindsay Alexis Richmond.
Kenneth Michael Brinkley.
Lauren Nicole Klotz.
Shavira Ashanti Romai McCallop.
Miranda Grace Pollard.
Deja Cofield.
Ryan Matthew Wiss.
Athena D. Brinkley.
Leilani Orkaz Craig.
Taylor Lynn Wheeler.
Sophia Marie Tusillo.
Quentin Daniel Cuban.
Emily Jewel Taylor.
Tyler Christopher Beatty.
Caitlin Elizabeth Nesselhuff.
Raven Angel Walker.
Benjamin Jacob Campbell.
Corbin Alexander Moore.
John Carter Jocelyn.
Draco Alexander Skurlock.
Victoria Rose Campbell.
Kelsey Elizabeth Wenzel.
Brandon Patrick Sanders.
Molly Elizabeth Novak.
Aiden Christopher Irvin.
Madison Ann McQuitty.
Ariel Paige Levy.
Shaylin Grace Regier.
Alexandra Megan McCulloch.
Xavier Lucas Pearson.
Cecilia Marie McClanahan.
Matthew Brian Gipple.
Hannah Ashley Garman.
Caitlin May Turner.
Bethany Jane Pop.
Natalie Marie Simpson.
Jordan Allen Kafi Jones.
Mary Frances Vickery.
Skylar Jacob Boyle.
Camille Marie McKee.
Olivia Rose Clark.
Emmanuel Douglas Aguilera.
Kasia Sage Rainey.
Eric Daniel Martinez.
Sydney Marie Poles.
Soraya Jeanette Janice.
Sheree Elise Wilson.
Brooklyn Shay Burks.
Alexander Juan Hughes.
Shelby Jane Craig.
Micah Roy Gonzalez.
Stephanie Rachel Mays.
Nicholas Khalil Durant.
Timothy Boone Hubbard Jr.
Samara Asrar Bati.
Peyton Leroyce Lewis.
Sadia Carmen Bati.
Fletcher Lee Jones IV.
Patso Maunga Tapasua.
Tyson Corinth Blackburn.
Jackson Xavier Clay.
Molly Kate Lederer.
Chelsea Paige Sincola.
Wyatt James Atwood.
Isaiah Kendall Ali.
Tyler Lynette Clayton.
Iker Jair Lomeli Ramirez.
Emily Rebecca Heidelbaugh.
Austin Jeffrey Jackson.
Brianna Ray Knight.
Charity Vala Vala Valu Loa.
Justin Alexander Jenkins.
Seth Eugene Gaylord.
Joshua Ray Dean Flanagan.
Tristan Anthony Stewart.
Matthew Alexander Dygert.
Carson Alexander Rotho.
Bailey Elizabeth Engelman.
Owen Lee Tullis.
Jillian Rose Swadley.
Morgan Blakely McMillan.
Haley Faith Engler.
Paige Marie Langford.
Mariah Elizabeth Pratt.
Kennedy Michelle Acree.
Samuel James Stiles.
Mia Grace Hornell.
Connor Elijah Burgess.
Sophia Alejandra Sanchez.
Emma Catherine Day.
Anai Torres.
William Emerson Thomas Jr.
Tara Diane Truelove.
Taylor Ann McCafferty.
Ashlyn Ann Marie Sellers.
Rachel Sierra Cordray.
Jared James Gunn.
Raven Nicole Griffin.
Jalen Deshaun Workuff.
Kayla Nicole Smith Haynes.
Kyrie Lavelle Carr.
Abby Elizabeth Ferguson.
Paris Elaine Dockery.
Victoria Rayanne Stone.
Jada Trinice Faulkner.
Jaspreet Singh.
De'Ara Nicole Thomas.
Terrell Lee Sims.
Kirsten Nicole Buchanan.
Larry Lee Velleman V.
Yasmin Marilyn Clay.
Cameron James Ray.
Shayla Rochelle Goodwin.
Luke Christian David.
Lauren Monique Harris.
Aiden Andrew McGuire Nussbaum.
Nathan Alexander Gall.
Jenna Grace Winberry.
Antonio Miguel Joaquin.
Rowan Elizabeth Smith.
Austin James Gilmore.
Simone Renee Bradley.
Americus May Sawyers.
Lisa Nicole Tarantola.
Lauren Renee Hendricks.
Savannah Dawn Curry.
Cameron Ray Cousins.
Cameron Diane Hobbin.
Brett Michael LeVar.
Samuel Quaid Stavely.
Dominic Joseph Harkness.
Gunnar Wayne Daniels.
Freddie Romero Guzman.
William Arlington Metz.
Danielle Nicole Bond.
Tirza Naomi Demir.
Jamie Nicole Bowman.
Talera Micaiah Jones.
Taylor Jean Sidebottom.
Benjamin Michael Thomas.
JC Isabel Rourke.
Lainey Catherine Hall.
Kylan Alyssa Meggs.
Allison Paige Sprouse.
Elizabeth Lee Troutwine.
Gabriela Lisbeth Dominguez Diaz.
Alexandria Ann Troutwine.
Julia Adelita Murillo.
Liberty Christina Morelli Arnall.
Quintiera Ann Eccles.
Caitlin Sheehy Zur.
Noelia Calderon Pineda. Noelia Calderon Pineda.
Rashaya Ariane Woodley.
Labria Lynn Williams.
Destiny Alexis Kerr.
Kalia Alani Sharad.
Danye Imani Porter.
Elena Marie Ornelas.
Akiria Jaquay McDonald.
Alyssa Camille Carroll.
Taylor Renee Dean.
Kennedy Christine Smith.
Elise Jean Ingram.
Isabella Brianne Andrews.
Brianna Marie Williams.
Micah Joel King.
Olivia Regine Turner.
Bryce Kale Borka.
Lillian Josephine Starr.
Savannah Barbara Maynard.
Sydney Paige Eady.
Keegan Allen Donovan.
David James Horton.
Daniel Edward Stickney.
Hallie Joe Galloway.
Stephanie Mercedes Chisholm.
Kylie Renee Cowling.
Ananda Shanae Marshall.
Talia Alexia Pfeiffer.
Jeremiah Christopher Bland.
Haley Lavon Payne.
Josh Bland.
Edward Lee Cockerham.
Lema Azizi.
Stephen Curtis McCaslin.
Madison Alexis Boone.
Quincy Dante Bess.
Keenan Michael Hergens.
Christopher Dalton Carter.
Jaden Arel Harris.
Alexandra Grace Purvis.
Devin Alexander George.
Abigail Renee Grisolano.
Hattie Jean Groves.
Mackenzie J. Peterman.
Arnolfo Terry Camacho.
Adrian Kayleen Looker.
Spencer James Brinkmeyer.
Hannah Elizabeth Young.
Connor Joseph Brazil.
Timothy Aaron Schweitzer.
Carlos Anthony Velasquez.
Kogan Matthew Davis.
Braxton Nicole Wabnam.
Christopher Xavier Birkenmeyer Jr.
Blake Wesley Coiner.
Jacob Paul Anthony Beard.
Samara Ray Vance.
Jason Deshaun Morgan.
Eric James Villa.
Matthew Keith Higgins.
Ava Monique Van.
Matthew Brooks O'Connell.
Kiera Malin Boyd.
Aiden Lucian Murray.
Bianca Augustina Zaragoza.
Jonathan Jacob Sams.
Jose Simon Ramos III.
Tristan Blake Skurlock.
Fernando Alfredo Recoy Ramirez.
Caleb Nicholas DeShazo.
Kira Lee McCabe.
Alexis Nadine Grimsley.
Courtney Deshawn Malseed.
Alexandria Rose Chrisman.
Kennedy Rose Franks.
Alina Morgan Tebow.
Cameron J. Bush.
Skylar Marie Sherwood.
Caleb Ryan Martin.
Cole Allen Wharton.
James Dwayne Iser.
Hunter Rock Queen.
Tyler James Trineri.
Jaden Nicole Kenna.
Angelo Dallas Green.
Monica Marie Aguirre.
Max James Hayes.
Andrea Lynn Cates.
Benjamin Colby Pajinski.
Emma Claire Myers.
Griffin Mikhail Ferguson.
Madison Renee Greer.
Aubrey Ann Avalos.
Evelyn Joan Duchesne.
Alexandria Rochelle Arndt.
Wyatt Evan Vaughn.
Kelsey Jade Enix.
Zachary Lee Thurman.
Jennifer Leanne Brown.
Roderick Frank Whitehead.
Alexa Marie Bliss.
Claire Marie Campos.
Austin Carter Hedberg.
Olivia Juana K. Trevino.
Daniel James Gordon.
Jacob Weber Mooney.
Mike Alexander Delgadillo Londono.
Mia Dawn McCoy.
Madison Ann Gillespie.
Fate Marie Hill Hackett.
Alexis Lee DeLapp.
Matthew Scott Eisenreich.
Hannah Aurelia Hesterberg.
Alex Tyler Malawat.
Brenna Mackenzie Hyder.
Seth Robert Guest.
Isabella Ryan Cologne.
August Andrew Warland.
Aiden Matthew Henry.
Canyon David Green.
Benjamin Todd Wilson.
Christian Bryant Ramirez Van Meter.
Hunter Gage Aerosmith.
Jesse Michael Haney.
Parker William Soldy.
Logan Van Rader.
Luke Anthony Sanders.
Skylar Evan Bush.
Bryant Stephen LaVar.
Brandon Mark Reynolds.
Megan Bree Thomas.
Jessica K. Berry.
Hayden James Williams.
Maya Marie Devine.
Nelson Robert Dyerly.
Dendera Ann Davenport.
Jake Simmons Flackmiller.
Rebecca Jean Gentry.
James Garrett Combs.
Emily Elizabeth Haig.
Franklin Braxton Downton.
Madison Nicole Kupka.
Aaron James Paz.
Kylie Athena Ingalls.
Vincent James Paz.
Joshua Michael Gilliland.
Andrew Jason Onstadt.
Jackson Christian Walls.
Ryan Eugene Lemke.
Luca David Morricone.
Ryan Elizabeth Minette.
Morgan Elizabeth Anderson.
Landon Scott Seabree.
Scarlett Sky Bollinger.
Joseph Cooper Richardson.
Jaden Nicholas Berscato.
Mariah J. Lawrence.
Ryan Isaiah Kipchumba Cheluget.
William Alexander Zappelli.
Alexander Joseph Francis.
Richard Tony Deocampo.
Johnny Mac Brown Jr.
Bradley Dale Byler.
Tabitha Nicole Valentine.
Jenna Lauren Wright.
Jalen Cody Hall.
Callie Mackenzie Johnson.
Ethan Thomas Keeling.
River James Beck.
Jacob Alexander Montgomery.
Jacob Aaron Dodge.
Christopher Lynn Kirkland.
Marcus Napati Fisk.
Deja Nicole Catron.
Madison Marie Cates.
Marissa Ann Meyer.
Kiera Paige Macias Dinwiddie.
Saren Michael Lear.
Ava Reese Marriott.
Sydney Jordan Franklin.
Mackenzie Lee Coiner.
Alexis Suzanne Hayes.
Alyssa Dawn Need.
Lauren Olivia Trent.
Jeffrey Joseph Roberts.
Cade Allen Bissell.
Haley Robin Vogelsmeyer.
Madison Elaine Chancellor.
Tinnavel Dawn Sellens.
Daniela Cervantes Garza.
Malia Nicole Vasquez.
Zoe B. Edgar.
Anastasia Faith Dawn Thomas.
Quentin Manuel Paredes.
Haley Faith McBath.
Dylan Michael Biggs.
Cheyenne Autumn Whitley.
Carter Lee Backus.
Enrique Yamil Diaz Vasquez.
Avery Martin Pavlu.
Matthew Jacob Bond.
Coulter Scott Nelson.
Isabel Renee Morse.
Devin James Donovan.
Jolie Marisa Victoria Guerrero.
Roger Dwight Jarrett Foster.
Angela Julianne Alvarado.
Bhavik Patel.
London Jewel Erickson.
Ferris Nusrat.
Xavian Deanna Herring.
Luke Thomas Jarvis.
Maya Janae Harris.
Tyra Lee Overman.
Bethany Leanna Frederick.
Jackson Alexander Nunez.
Isabel Ray Oates.
Annika Paige Malawat.
Isabel Megan Cahill.
Taylor Rose Meng.
Libby Nicole Newman.
Morgan Kaylee Hamadi.
Grayson Aubrey Shane.
Kira Jean Burns.
Claire Marie Rollins.
Jacob Gregory Schnackenberg.
Hayden Thomas Faulkner.
Landon Dylan Chrysler.
Liam Austin Hammett.
Jack Avis Job.
Haley Grace Evans.
Elijah James Stewart.
Katie Christine Garton.
Cooper Lee Willick.
Joey Asley Reardon.
Bentley Brianna Walters.
Madison Lee McLeod.
Josie Don Butler.
Caden Douglas Jackley.
Katie Colleen Knutson.
Carlos Julian Lamas.
Nikhil Mahir Patel.
Peyton Hans Schmidt.
Isaac Christopher Smith.
Ryan Joseph Eglich.
Christian Elvin Mendez.
Jayla Alexis Sampler.
Cole Robert Allen.
Aaliyah Brooke Bello.
Travis James Hammond.
Madison Elizabeth Hedenkamp.
Brianna K. Shrout.
Brandy Coy Renee McGowan.
Holly Ann James.
Quentin Wade Inser.
Danielle Brooke Christensen.
Zahn Christopher Wheeler.
Isabella Inez Reyes.
Lainey Ray Anderson.
Peyton Lee Stanley.
Kaylee Marie Smith.
Grace Lynn Heavener.
Elena Ray Shelp.
Sophia Rose Rojas.
Brianna Faye Steyerwalt.
Tyler James Boudreau.
Gia Christine Landrino.
Roman William Robert Bradley.
Katrina Marie Harrell.
Silas Patrick Conity.
Lauren Gail Muller.
Savannah Faith Stewart.
Ellie Grace Lever.
Nicole Lee Denham.
Jelani James Miles.
Taylor Joseph Howard.
Quentin Duval Fontenot.
Emma K. Funk.
Cooper Ryan Quigg.
Bailey Madison Stoll.
Kevin Orlando Palma Bonilla.
Caden Minnis.
Micaiah Tykaden Benson.
Mary Janice Miller.
Amaya Mavis Pearson. Andrew Philip Font. Stephen Vernell Black. Charles Thomas Jansen. Madison Claire Pena. Nathan James Pogolis. Sierra Annalise Vick. Alyssa Marie Kiwani. Ellie Liana Pinnock. Jaden Tiana Washam. Stephen Joseph Rainford. Victoria Elizabeth Ballou. Aiden Riley Emberton. Braden Rosen.
In a moment, we will conclude the ceremony with the singing of the Alma Mater. As we prepare to end this ceremony, I want to offer my congratulations one more time to the class of 2020. It is often said that it's a great day to be a Wildcat, and now you can say, once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. Finally, graduates, once today's ceremony has ended, we ask that you exit the field through the opening over your left shoulder. I'd also like to remind all in attendance today to please remember to wear your mask while taking your time in exiting the stadium today. Let's all do our part to help keep each other safe and healthy. Joining me on stage to lead us in the singing of the Alma Mater are senior choir members Wyatt Atwood and Sydney Eady.
Blue Springs High, our dear old high school, proud of thee are we. Of thine honor, charm, and beauty, loud our praises be. Hail our high school, lift her colors, cheer the purple and gold. Cherish with our fond affection, thy high fame will hold.
And now, Dr. Kinder, President Gilstrap, distinguished board members, parents, and guests, I am proud and honored to present to you the 2020 graduating class of Blue Springs High School. Students, you may move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, and good luck, and good afternoon.